And welcome back to the Spotlight Games podcast for episode 191. Today, we are going to be talking about the latest announcement for the conclusion of Max and Chloe's story in Life is Strange Reunion. Marathon got a release date. A CEO is saying more bullshit about AI, and so much more. I'm your host, Patrick, dropping into the Spotlight Games podcast this week. Jerica, aka Jerica Hanna of the JK Games podcast and of Drop In, Drop Out. Jerica, welcome to the show. How we doing?
I know everyone live already knows, but I'll just for our podcast listeners, I'll say, hey, I'm doing good. My desk tried to kill me. I got a cold, but I just came off of a wonderful vacation. So, jokes on all these inanimate objects trying to kill me and viruses. I guess that's not an inanimate object. I'm in a great mood. And I am still fighting the good fight. Shoot me again, I ain't dead. That's what a lot of my friends say. That's one of our, when we raid in Destiny, one of our friends just always says that. Because, Guardians never die. They have ghost shells. And I think my girlfriend's my ghost shell. She saved my life with the death situation. So it almost fell on me.
How shocked was she to come out of the shower and hear you just screaming for your life holding a desk?
Here's the deal. She's also sick. So
oh, no.
I was just, with the desk, the back leg was just not coming down when I was trying to lower it. And all of a sudden my desk started tilting. So I'm just pulling it back towards me. And my desk is big and I got everything on it. So I'm just holding it. But luckily I weigh enough to balance out the desk. So I'm just leaning back like Fat Joe. That was Fat Joe, right?
Yeah.
Lean back. I was doing that. And then I was using Siri on my phone to say, because I didn't want to interrupt her shower. So I'm like, hey, babe, my desk is doing this thing again. It did this once before, but not this bad. I'm just downstairs holding it. Enjoy your shower. No rush. Just when you come down here, I need your help. And then, came up here and, got my shit tilted back into correct.
I am so chuffed at the Fat Joe reference here in 2026. Did you ever play Rabbit, if he's still in the chat, gonna pop for this? Did you ever play Def Jam Fight for New York on the Xbox or PS2 or GameCube era of consoles?
I haven't.
It was a fighting / wrestling game.
I remember it.
The entire cast was rappers. And most of them did the license deal through Def Jam Records, where Fat Joe was Fat Joe. But then there were some rappers, and I can't think of the ones off the top of my head. Rabbit might remember, but there were some of them where they didn't get name licensing, so they would just have some stupid name that wasn't their name. Most of the big ones were Snoop was there. Snoop was the main bad guy. But we should play Def Jam Fight for New York at some point.
I'm so interested. I'm surprised I didn't play that.
Yeah. Would the story mode for the game was so good. You would create a wrestler / rapper essentially, but you didn't ever rap in the game. And you would just work your way up through the ranks of this underworld of wrestling of rappers. It was the fucking best. I was so obsessed with that game. But Jerica, we have a lot of video game stuff to talk about because this is the Spotlight Games podcast where each week we spotlight the latest and the greatest in the world of video games. You can get it by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Spotlight Games Pod or by searching for Spotlight Games in your favorite podcast app. And hey, you can be on the show by tuning in as we record live, just like Kayla Gray 6, the dumpster boy, typically sitting across from me, but he's in the chat tonight. We got Coal Mines. We got Cirrus Shard, we got Rabbit128, we got Decent X, we got all sorts of friends in the chat. Be like them. Follow us on Twitch so that you're notified when we go live so you can be part of the conversation. I'm going to breeze through some housekeeping tonight. Most of you in the chat already know this, but in case you've missed it, end of this month, 9 days from now, the in-person for 1 year anniversary for Drop In, Drop Out happening live. We're all getting together, minus Jake, to do all sorts of game streams, podcasts, game shows. We've announced some things. We're doing a Halo 2 Jamboree 2. We're doing a song battle. We're doing... What else have we announced? We've announced one more thing, I think. I don't want to announce something we haven't announced yet.
We'll just do that.
We'll say those two things for now. But we have a lot of really, really fun stuff planned, and that's going to start on Friday the 29th. And then we're on the 30th, Saturday, we're doing or is it the 30th and then the 31st? It doesn't matter. Friday and Saturday. Saturday, we're doing a 12-hour live stream. We're going to be doing all sorts of fun shenanigans. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then also Wednesday nights, Thank you. Friday the 30th, Kayla says. I don't know where I got the 29th from. I guess, I mean, it's the day before the 30th. But, and then Resident Evil happening here on the channel. Resident Evil 2, 4, and 6. I'm working my way through 2. But the goal is to finish all of them before Resident Evil Requiem at the end of February. I've made okay progress, but I could make more progress. If I'm being honest, you being late because of the desk almost killing you got me a good like 25 minutes that I really needed because I missed last
Hell
Wednesday.
yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I might stream a little bit more after the podcast if I'm feeling up for it. But that's it for housekeeping. Jerica, as you know, you've been a guest many a time here on Spotlight Games. We always start our shows with what we've been playing. Jerica, what you been playing, doggy dog?
Well, yesterday, JK Games had to we made this agreement to talk about and sell our audience on, hey, you should play Life is Strange. So I played all of Double Exposure yesterday.
No way.
And well, I sort of did, but then I watched like the cutscenes because I ran out of time. I didn't realize the game was as long as it was, and I couldn't really. You can't really skip around in that game. There's some puzzles to solve and people to talk to, so ran out of time. So I ended up watching like the rest of the cutscenes, but I played like a good like 7 to 8 hours. Better game than I thought it was going to be. It's not my favorite Life is Strange game in the series, but stronger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm sad I waited till last minute so I could enjoy the reveal today.
Sure. Yeah. I played that back in 2024 and I like you, I enjoyed it. It left a little to be desired. I liked it's the kind of thing where it's like, I liked and disliked the new, like engine that it's in, where it's like, oh, like the graphics are just a lot better in general, but it's still really janky in a lot of ways. Like it's still kind of giving old school Telltale where it just bodies are weird and mouths are weird and like you can get stuck on things and that kind of thing. But I still ultimately like, I had a good time with it and I liked the like the powers and stuff in the game. But agreed with you, not my favorite of them. What is your favorite Life is Strange?
It's tough because I love 2 as much as I do like 1, like pretty much like the first Life is Strange is like no hands down my favorite, but 2 like is neck and neck with it because I like it even more because I hated the fact that Chloe and Max weren't in it. I'm one of those people. So, but then just the fact that I went into it with so much hate and it turned me into a big fan, and I love the brothers so much now. Like that's why I love 2 so much because I was like, this had no right being as good as it was without like our 2 focal characters.
You've inspired me. 2 is the only one I've never played.
Oh shit, you're missing out, man.
And if you say it's your favorite, I need to get on it.
2 like puts you on a path that I just never been on. Like, you know, I don't have any siblings, so we talked a little bit about this on JK Games last night. But like it was a cool perspective. Something I never considered being an older brother. So it's a good game.
Yeah, my favorite, I love, and we'll talk a little bit about this with the Life is Strange topic. We'll focus more on Reunion, so it's good to get this out of the way. I love True Colors. That's my favorite by like a mile. I liked the first one, but I didn't finish it when it first came out. I finished it like years later. For some reason, like Rose and I had started playing it together because she had not really been playing a ton of games yet, and it was like, maybe this would be a good one to like try to see if she's interested, which is like, you know, cliche.
Yeah.
But and she was and we were, but it just was the kind of thing because we started at launch, we weren't getting episodes for a while. It just eventually like we just never finished it. And then I finished it like way later. I think maybe before True Colors, perhaps.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's like I'm so like many years removed from this story now. Like I don't remember most of my decisions at that point. But I do remember liking it despite the like kind of funky dialogue at times and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, True Colors I adored. But yeah, I like the franchise, so I'm very excited for us to talk about Reunion here in a bit, especially since we're getting the OGs back. But we'll save it. Anything else you've been playing that you want to talk about?
You know, you reminded me of this because like right before I went on vacation, I actually was like, I didn't play the Resident Evil 3 remake. And I was like, damn, because I really like 2. You're playing 2. Like I like that a whole lot. I thought 2 was phenomenal. I was like, I'm so glad they remade this so I could enjoy it. But I'm booting up 3 and it's a different experience.
Yeah.
It's not it's not my favorite so far, but I'm enjoyed it enough because it's just, it's more Resident Evil.
For
And
sure.
I'm so, I guess I wanted more before I get even more, in a month. So
Yeah.
that's the other game I've been playing.
Nice.
It's just, yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, the 3 remake gets a bad rap because it's just not as good as 2, but it's
Yeah,
still very good.
it's fun. Like the
It's
puzzles
still
are
very fun.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Nemesis. I don't like that guy.
I don't love Nemesis. He's more
I don't like being chased.
yeah, he's more dynamic than Mr. X is in
Yeah.
2. But it's very samey to Mr. X in 2.
Yeah.
But I ultimately I think the reason that I lean 2 a lot more than 3 is I just love the police station setting a lot.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
feel like
good.
Resident Evil is at its best when it's in like the mansion of 1, when you're in a tight space and you just have to keep going back and forth, like
Yep.
almost like Metroidvania adjacent,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I've seen this puzzle in the lobby of this station 17 times and I finally have the thing to go figure it out. Let's go do it. Whereas 3 is just like all over Raccoon City. So there's not as you go back and forth some, but it's definitely it's a bigger experience than 2 is.
Yeah. I'm getting turned around left and
Yeah,
right. And then
for sure.
Nemesis comes and finds me and like, what am I to do with Nemesis? He just picks me up like a rag doll. There is like a dodge. I can't remember if like 2 had a dodge, like a perfect dodge where you sort of slide by
Oh,
him.
I don't
I don't know if they added that to
remember
the remake, but
myself.
like if you perfectly time it, like you could just right by
Ooh.
him. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't
I was like,
remember that
that's
being in
neat.
2. Not to say that it isn't. I might just
Yeah.
have not gotten to it or figured it out yet, but
Might be a 3 thing.
I want to replay 3 because I only played 3 when it first launched, and I've not replayed it since then. Like I've replayed 2 and 4. Maybe I'll do 3 after
Hmm.
this when I have time. Jerica, I've played a couple games that I want to talk about. I want to dip my toe. Actually, I'm not going to talk about one of them, but Plate Up. Are you familiar with this video game, Plate Up? Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it, but I keep getting it. I feel like I get it confused with the other cooking game, like party cooking game.
Yeah,
So maybe I'm really off.
it's giving Overcooked for sure,
That's what. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks like Overcooked.
but
Reminds me of
it
that.
is a different vibe. And it's a lot more like the way that the little guys are, it kind of looks more like a Peeker and Among Us type of, like a lot lower res and a lot more, it's more about the mechanics than it is about how the game looks. But I was at this cabin over the weekend and my friends showed it to me, and it's a roguelite,
Oh hell yeah,
Overcooked basically, where
that's legit.
yeah, every day you like it kind of like the stakes get a little higher with what you're doing, and then at the like when you finish a day, if you succeed in a day, it randomly rolls to you various upgrades that you can get in your restaurant. Maybe you can get things that automate stuff. You can get another table for more guests. You can get another stove top. You can get like all sorts of these different things, or like an upgraded sink, so that washing dishes goes faster. And it's just this very fun, like, I don't know how this game would work solo. I wanted to try it solo before I started talking about it on the podcast to see if this is a
Yeah,
game that only works with multiple people. But it's very much like a restaurant simulator where it's like, okay, I'm going to just be the chef this run. You're going to be front of house taking orders, calling them out to me so that I know, because I don't have time really to be looking at what people are ordering. So like, you need to tell me if you need a steak well done or medium or rare or whatever, if it needs to be thin, if it's a salad, if it needs to have tomatoes or onions or all of it in it. So it's very like communication driven, and knowing like, oh, this table's about to walk out. And if you lose a customer, then your run ends essentially. And whatever XP you got, it'll unlock more things for your next run. And it's just like, it's such a fun gameplay loop that I feel like if you have like a core group of friends that you game with, that this would be, if you've not played it, because it's a little old. It came out in I think 2022, so
Oh, okay.
certainly not a new video game. It's been around the block before, but man, it is so much fun. We were at this cabin, and we were there Friday to Monday morning, and we probably played like 10 hours of this game at the cabin
Shut
over
up.
the course. Yeah, like one of the nights we just played it for like 6 hours straight, just re-rolling restaurants because we would get really far, but we didn't quite get as far as you could get. And once you like beat it, you go into what they call overtime, where every day just starts like raising the stakes, and you can carry over like more progress to your next run. And it's just, it's so fun. If we have time and space for the in person stream, I think us all on the same couch playing Played Up would be very fun. And
I
I
mean, a
think,
great
yeah.
developmental exercise for
Oh,
all of
for
us.
sure.
You know?
Exactly. Exactly. So I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot, or I played that a lot over the weekend. And when I wasn't playing Played Up and I was just like in bed winding down for the next day, I was playing the new Animal Crossing update. Have you dabbled at all yet
Tell me
with the
about it.
Animal
No, I
Crossing
haven't.
update?
No, I was so pissed because I was gonna actually get into it when I was like in the one of the days while I was on vacation. I just had to lay in the hotel because I was just felt like shit, and I was like, oh, I want to download the new update for Animal Crossing. Well, I don't have it digitally. I had it physically, and
Oh
I didn't have my
no.
cartridge with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, Nintendo, I'm not giving you $80 for this game
Oh
again, but I
no.
really want to play it. God, I
Yeah.
wanted to play it. That's why I was in the mood for it. So tell me about it. I want to
Yeah.
hop back in. Is
I'll
it worth
be
my time?
well, so here's the thing. I don't know that I can say it is. However,
Ah,
I have
okay.
I wouldn't say it's a unique experience. I have my
Hmm.
experience with it where leading up to the release of the update, last week we did our co-stream on JK Games with Drop and Drop Out. Me, Josh, Kayla, and Jake went to each other's islands and just like talked about the game when it launched and all the things that we've done on it and whatnot. And a ton of fun. But for that, because I'm an extra little biatch, I built our like a Dido studio for it, and I like got really in the weeds of like cleaning
That's
up my
cool.
island and like doing fun stuff with it and getting back into that groove of Animal Crossing for like 2 weeks. And part of that was I realized I had never played the first DLC that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, the Happy Home Paradise, where you go to this
Yeah.
other island and it's like vacation homes for people, and you can do these missions of like, oh, I want my vacation home to be train themed, and then they give you these like recommended items to build out this house with. It's like the train track floor and all the things that would make sense in a train theme. And I was having so much fun. I was like, oh, this is like what a fun twist on Animal Crossing, nice and fresh, kind of rinse and repeat of all these different themes. And I'm unlocking new like, things like vines, so I can climb up my mountain thing without needing my ladder, like that kind of thing. 4 years late, but I'm having a great time. And then the new one comes out, the hotel one, and it's just that again. It's just you get this hotel, and it's the turtles, the turtle family that's running it, and they're like, "Oh, we have 2 rooms that need to be designed today. Choose between these 2 themes," and it's like a train theme or a beach theme, and I'm like, "Oh, well, that sucks. I just did this. Like, I just spent 2 weeks doing." What I think is a better version of this because it's a whole house. It's not just, or it eventually, like you eventually do it so much that you can do a second floor and you can make the rooms bigger and you unlock things that you can then do on your own island of adding partition walls and adding counters to your
That's
house and
fun.
stuff, which
That's
is
cool.
cool. Yeah. And so it's like all these things were added with the Happy Home Paradise update that now I'm playing
Mm,
this hotel update and I'm like, it just feels like the same thing, which I'm pretty
that,
bummed by. But all of that to say, if you hadn't ever touched Happy Home Paradise,
yeah.
or if you did that years ago and you're like looking for just a new anything in Animal Crossing, the quality of life updates they added are kind of astounding, actually. The main one being you can now access your entire stock of items at any building table. So you don't have to have 30 hardwood and softwood and
Oh,
stones in your pocket. However many you have in storage, they just always have access to at the building table. So it's like, what an unlock for me of like, oh, now I don't have to. My pockets are. I never have full pockets anymore because I can be
that's
picking up all
great.
sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Because I never need when I'm building something, I never need those things in my pockets. So that's been really, really nice. So it's like I'm torn on it, where it's like I was talking to my friends at the cabin over the weekend, and I kind of told them all the things I just told you. Where like I'm having fun, and there is nice additions here, but my experience, I am disappointed. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you will. Because did you play the Happy Home Paradise update back in?
No, like
Yeah.
I haven't played since it came out. The year
So
it
then
came
you might
out,
really
really.
fuck with
So,
this.
yeah, like I was I had an urge. I was like, man, I haven't replayed this, and I bet there's enough stuff in here that it almost feels like not a new game, but just like I could even I even consider just starting over
Yeah.
and just starting over from scratch and
Sure.
playing with all the new features. I just want to see what's new and sort of go in blind, but also there's just like so many games to play. I'm like, well, is it worth my time? But it sounds like it might be just like in between everything else when I'm chilling on the couch or whatever.
I think so. And also, one thing that I was getting annoyed by, but I think for your experience will also be better. The hotel update only lets you do 2 rooms a day. Whereas Happy Home Paradise, you can just keep doing it over and over and over and over.
Interesting.
And it like
Okay.
never stops you. And so for someone that never touched it, it might be good to be like, oh, you go to the hotel, you do your 2 rooms in the hotel, and then they're like, oh, that's all we have today. Come back tomorrow. And then now if you want more of that, you can go do Happy Home Paradise. Get and start unlocking the things there, like the countertops, the partition walls, making rooms wider, adjusting lights to different colors, not just like soft,
That's neat.
bright.
Okay,
and
no,
yeah. So like there's a
that's
lot of
fun.
stuff there. You can get like soundscapes in your rooms now from the old update. That's not a hotel update. So it's like for you, there's going to be a lot there. So I think you'll actually have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm torn on the update.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I mean, I've had such a good time this last like month playing overall, though, even though I'm a little disappointed in the update. But so that's the report. Kayla in the chat saying she sadly had to start her whole island over. And that
Oh shit!
lost
I
her
forgot.
attention kinda quickly.
I'm gonna have to too because I forgot to move it over to the Switch. Like apparently
damn.
that's what we were talking about that on the trip. Because I was telling my friends like, oh, I really wanted to play Animal Crossing, and they're like, well, did you even move your island save over? I was like, hell no. They got erased.
Sure.
They're gone.
I
they
wonder
got
though.
blown away.
I wonder that was your island like really developed in its original form? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that will be too much for you to overcome though, because I think if I had to start a whole island from scratch and then also do these new things, like she says that it lost her attention quickly because she had to start from scratch. I think I would be in that boat personally.
Yeah, I think for my time manager right now, I mean, I'm wanting to hop in and do a few new things. I'm gonna have to do a whole lot of things. So maybe you're right.
But maybe you could, if you didn't ever dabble in time travel last time, maybe you can do some time traveling this time to speed up the process.
Hell yeah.
That's the update on what we've been playing. What do you say we get into the big news story? Life is Strange.
Yeah, let's
reunion. So earlier today, Deck 9 revealed the first trailer and a bunch of info. God damn it. For the people watching live, my Discord window keeps just like minimizing, even though I don't tell it to. So we just keep going dark and it's driving me fucking nuts because it just keeps doing it without my consent. And I'm upset. Anyway, Life is Strange Reunion was announced today with like a 20 or so minute look into the game as well. And we're going to talk about it. Jerica, last night over on JK Games, you and Josh and Kayla talked all about it. You made your predictions as well for what we were going to see today. I was listening to the podcast earlier, but I didn't get to the point in which you guys made predictions. How did the predictions go with what you saw today? And then we'll start talking about more of the details and what we thought and whatnot.
You know how we just start rambling off different things. But I know like me and Josh and Kayla were texting as the live stream was happening. And I know Kayla like was adamant on there being like a combined timeline at this point. So I guess spoilers for Life is Strange. If you're here, you don't really care.
Yeah.
With the initial decision that you make in the very first game, like how are they going to make this work if Chloe's back? Because like, what if my decision was, I'm gonna make sure Chloe dies so I can make things right. So Kayla made that prediction, just like, hey, they're gonna figure out a way to like combine the timelines, and I was like, that makes sense after playing double exposure. So that was a prediction we got right.
Yeah.
I was just wanting, my prediction didn't really come true because I was hoping to see like a tease of another character from another game. Like, at the end of that, your new character, Safi, you sort of get some dialogue from her that basically sounds like she's going to be What's the guy with the eye patch in Avengers? What,
Nick
you know what I'm
Fury.
talking about? Nick Fury of the Stranger, not Stranger. I call it about Stranger Things. Life is Strange. There's too
Yeah,
many
yeah, yeah.
strange things.
There are too many.
Nick Fury of Life is Strange universe now, like going to find more people with powers. So I was hoping to see that moment, but maybe that's going to be for the next game. I think
Oh,
this game's
maybe.
going to be a big focus on. We might get a tease, but I think there's going to be a big focus on Chloe and Max.
Yeah, for
Little,
sure.
yeah,
Um, Here's some info that we got about it. So I'm pulling a bit of a breakdown from Chris Scullion over at VGC. The latest entry in Square Enix's series is coming in March. We got the date, March 26th. Being developed by Deck Nine, the studio previously responsible for Life is Strange titles Before the Storm, True Colors, and Double Exposure, will be the final installment of the Max and Chloe saga. While the first Life is Strange game focused on protagonist Max Caulfield and her relationship with her childhood friend Chloe Price, obviously not every game in the series has continued their story. However, Reunion, which will be released on March 26th on the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, promises not only to focus once again on Max and Chloe, but bring their storyline to a conclusion. They'll once again visit Caledon University, where Max Caulfield works as a photography teacher. Returning from a weekend away, Max finds her beloved Caledon ablaze as a raging inferno destroys the hallowed grounds and ends the lives of Max's friends, students, and faculty alike. And then eventually she gets her reverse time ability back, goes back in time. And so the premise of the game, you're going to have 3 days to figure out why Caledon University burned to the ground. And naturally, Chloe, with that truck of hers, drives up at
yeah,
some point in the story and is going to help you along the way. And interestingly, this game, you're going to be able to play as both Chloe and Max. And the Chloe part of the game, because she doesn't have powers per se, she has this, like, they call it talk back or something like that,
yeah.
where if you choose the right like dialogue options to people, you can essentially like get out of things by choosing whatever you're trying to achieve. But so pulse check, how do you feel about one, Chloe coming back, but two, this like the general premise of Life is Strange Reunion, Jerica?
I'm so excited. This
Yeah.
is all I ever wanted. This is why I played Double Exposure all day yesterday because I'm like, okay, I know it's leading to this. There's been enough like rumors and small leaks and insider scoops that have been flurried around on the internet before this got announced. And I'm like, okay, Chloe's coming back. Is it just a Chloe game though? Or will we be able to play with Max? Like, what's it all going to be?
Yeah.
I love that it's both of them and we get to sort of go back and forth. That's going to be fun.
Kayla in the chat says Talkback returns. Did
Before
I
the
miss a
storm.
game? I must not have played Before the Storm. I thought I did, but I
Yeah,
must not
that's
have,
also
because that
really
feels new
good.
to me.
Before the storm, also
Shit.
very good. Didn't think I'd care too much about
All right.
Amber or whoever. I
I
forget
have
their names. Is it
legit
Amber?
homework.
Yeah.
I don't remember because I guess I
You
thought
do have some homework. You
I
got
know.
some good games you're missing out
Yes, I
on.
really thought I played Before the Storm, but Amber means
This was
nothing
the
to me.
weakest one. The
Shit.
rest, totally worth your time.
Okay. Rachel Amber, Kayla Gray says. Okay, cool. Well, that's exciting. So she also says in the chat, slightly concerned about it being the exact same setting as the last game. How do you feel about returning to the university as Chloe and Max?
I don't mind it because like I'm sort of excited just to see Chloe interact with some of these people that were, especially Samantha. Samantha was trying to woo Max, and I really can't wait for Chloe to interact with some of these people. I am sort of bummed. I get it. I think that's why this game came out much sooner than we thought it was going to come out.
Sure.
You know, changing environments probably would have definitely delayed this release, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm excited. Like it would be cool to see them in a new environment, but it seems like it makes sense for the narrative that
Yeah.
they are staying here because, you know, of what happened last.
Potentially a controversial opinion I have.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
When Double Exposure came out, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I don't remember where it landed on my like top that list. I don't think it cracked my top 10, but I had a good time with it. I generally and genuinely enjoyed that Life is Strange was back, but I think because it had been a minute that I had played as Max, I was excited to be back in her shoes. I was excited that, like, I love when we get a continuation of a story when it's been that long. Like, oh yeah, you know what's up with it, etc. Like, what's the new vibe? Changing up the powers a little bit, I was excited about. But And so because of my excitement for it, I let a lot of things slide with double exposure. Most
Hmm.
notably the amount of jank and a lot of the stale, in my opinion, writing and dialogue. Um, I'm not here to be a mean guy. I'm not here to tear anyone down. But I think the voice actor that plays Max is not very good, unfortunately. And I feel like this trailer really focused, like really showed me that I don't know that I ultimately care much about Max, especially with how the lines are being delivered in this trailer for Reunion.
Yeah,
And
I was about to ask, is it the writing? Is it like what she's saying, or like is it like what about it?
I don't know what it is, but there's just something about it that like really doesn't click for me. And it's like I like Max, but there were times I remember with Double Exposure where I found myself not caring as much about Max and caring more about everything around her. And I think a lot of it was to do with just the way that her character is written.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that the voice actor is bad. I just feel like Max is a very like doesn't make a lot of bold choices with the way that lines are delivered. And that felt really apparent in the trailers. I mean, granted, we only get to see a very small handful of the lines in the trailer, but I'm kind of with Life is Strange getting to the point that I got with Telltale years ago, where I'm like, this franchise is too big and this is too successful to still have these kinds of issues, I think. Especially like the first time in the trailer that you see Chloe get out of her truck and walk, I'm like, is this like a 2007 video game? How does it look that bad? And it's like, I know looks aren't everything with a game, but I yearn for better. Am I out of line, Jerica?
No, no, like I felt the same way. I feel like I gave Double Exposure like last night like a little I was a little too harsh on it. So because I literally just played it and
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of the writing at times, and I especially even for Max, because I don't know, like I really couldn't put my finger on it, but I wonder if any of that, because I agree with what you're saying. I had less jank than you described.
Really?
Could be because I'm playing it now
Could be.
versus when it came out. um I didn't really have too much of that. um with the writing, especially for Max, like I wonder if it's tied to, I'm used to Max being sort of timid, not
Sure.
quiet, but just not so sure of herself from the first game. And now they're trying to make her a little bit more edgy. And like at times she's like cussing and like saying some shit that sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Is it just
Yeah.
because she's older now? They're trying to like make her sound a little more confident, a little edgier. I
Sure.
don't know. So like maybe they just didn't grow her character narratively with the writing enough, or give
Maybe.
her enough reflection scenes. Cause like at one point I just yelled at the screen like, Max, quit being fucking nosy. Quit trying to get everyone's business.
Sure.
Damn. And then finally someone called her out on it. I'm like, you don't have to fix everybody's problems.
Yeah.
And maybe she's trying to do that. Maybe it's too much of that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm not a writer, so I don't know what could fix it.
It's fair.
But yeah, maybe just dial down the cheese just a smidge. And I'm hoping for this one we don't have that, because I think the back and forth between Max and Chloe could make it a better experience.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think part of it, I think the reason that I get so kind of like nitpicky on it is that I feel like Life is, and for a lot of people it is, but I feel like Life is Strange could be like one of the great franchises in video games. And I feel like it's typically just like a 7 out of 10, which is 7 out of 10, like it's still good, it's still fun to play. I just feel like if more time was put into de-roughing the edges and those kinds of things, that this could be like game of the year type conversation games instead of just like a nice game that everyone should get around to eventually. Because I mean the turnaround time on this is astounding from Double Exposure. If it was the end of 2024, it's the beginning of 2026. This is like a year and a half turnaround, which to Kayla's point earlier in the chat, probably why they're in the same setting. A lot of asset flipping here. A lot of Max looks the
Ass
exact
flipping.
same. Exactly. Hope flipping the ass right now. But like Max looks the exact same from Double Exposure. All the characters too, like the setting. So it seems like I would be willing to bet that year and a half has been spent with obviously like making new assets for this
They
story
knew
they're
this
being
game
told.
was coming. Yeah.
Right? You
Like
think
they
so?
knew that yeah, I think they put out Double Exposure to make this game happen.
Yeah,
Like seriously, like it was a way to like make bank on another game
for
and
sure.
also just set them up for putting out another. So this is why I'm like, I'm just hoping that was just the appetizer. I'm like, okay, here's Life is Strange Double Exposure 2.0 remix, and it's gonna be
Sure.
so much better. This is a sequel to that game, so I hope we get what we want with this one.
I do. I am
But
excited for the conclusion of the story because I also I like I said earlier, True Colors is my favorite. I want to get back to that world too. Like I hope that after this we dip our toes
yeah,
more into Alex's story with True Colors because we've not gotten any sort of a follow up there. But the elephant in the room, Jericho, that you briefly mentioned at the top of our discussion, they have kind of retconned the both endings for Life is Strange. How do you feel about that? Obviously, we don't know a lot yet, but we understand they kind of gave us the basic pitch as to how they are retconning the endings. How does that make you feel as a Life is Strange super fan?
I'm listen. I could probably. I might get hated on for saying this, but I could side with the developer and just because I know I'm one of the ones that bitch and moan about it. Like I'm like, I didn't play Double Exposure because I was like, I don't think Max is as gay in this one. I'm like, how can it
Sure.
be fun if Chloe's not in it? I don't like that she's trying to date other people. I don't understand, but it's part of the story and it was good. My Max didn't get romantically involved in Double Exposure. But I know the studio is tired of hearing about it. They want to, I know like why is it blanking? We just talked about this like we got Deck Nine and we got who's the main developer.
Oh fuck.
I know, sucks, don't it? It
Uh,
sucks.
High School Weekly in the chat. You got
Shit,
to know this. You got to know this, High
that
School Weekly.
fuck. He does. He talked all about it last night.
Don't nod.
Don't Nod. Thank you, God, Jesus Christ. Don't Nod. Wanted to. We talked like last night, and Josh was sharing like wanted to not be known as the Life is Strange studio anymore. I'm pretty sure Deck Nine also feels like they don't want to be the Chloe and Max studio anymore with Life is Strange. They don't want that to be the only mascot for Life is Strange. They're like, let's nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Let's make the fans happy with this. I'm cool with that. But let's also like wrap up their story because it's time to spread our wings. We can do, I think to your point, like this could be like an incredible like Marvel Cinematic Universe event with these characters and like I think it'd be so cool. But I think Max and Chloe got to like get off the stage to let that happen a little bit.
Sure. And it's like, it's fun to because we've not seen Chloe in a bit. It's fun to bring her back in and get the conclusion that hopefully they deserve between Chloe and Max. I agree though. Like I think it's the kind of thing where I know there's going to be people in the audience that are pissed that they're retconning the endings. But if you wanted a conclusion to their story, there was simply no other choice that they could make in this situation.
Yeah.
Especially like in hindsight, it's so obvious to me that the whole jumping. So you're totally right that they've been planning this for a while. It's so obvious to me that the double exposure feature of her power being jumping timelines was to set this up so that she could just jump to a timeline in which either Chloe didn't die or Chloe did die, or rather, sorry, where she didn't die or the Bay wasn't saved or whatever, which I think is very interesting, and I am down to see how they are going to make it work. Because yeah, they have a vision, and I'm down to see their vision. So Kayla says, Patrick, are you Bay or Bay?
Ooh.
I actually don't remember the choice I made. However, I typically in a choice like that in the trolley problem in a video game, I typically choose my love interest. So I
Right.
probably chose Bay, but I also I forget. Do people tend to think that Bay ending or Bay ending is the better one?
Gosh, picking Chloe is the right answer for
Okay.
a lot of fans. So, but the morally correct answer is saving the town.
Right, for sure.
But they're teenagers, and then they're dumb. So that's why I say, let's save the girlfriend.
I mean,
Save your best friend,
why not?
whatever she is to you.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you know,
Town sucked.
the town sucked, first of all. And
Everybody sucked ass.
I do think, like, Coal Mine's in the chat saying wrong for choosing Bay over Bay.
Oh, here, yeah.
And I, you know, the better story to tell is the hero going through the trauma of losing the person that they love and having to deal with that for the rest of their life.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
But I'm in this world, I am God, and I chose Bay over Bay. So
Well, in this new one, it seems like it doesn't matter.
Right,
You're gonna
exactly.
get both endings anyways.
They reminded us that actually they are God and I am just controlling the sticks. But yeah, ultimately I am very excited. And also, we didn't really address it. We said it, but this game comes out in basically 2 months, which is very exciting.
I was predicting. I was like, y'all, this is coming soon.
Yeah.
I was like 6 months. 6 months. But no, it's like 3 months.
7 weeks. It's March 26th. And right now it's January 20th. That's just over 2 months. Or no, 9 weeks. Not 7 weeks. Very exciting. Is this a day one for you?
Oh, absolutely. It works out perfectly with our book club schedule on JK Games too. It starts like right at the end of what the other game we got planned.
Hell yeah, which the people don't know about, right?
No, not yet. Okay. And I sort of don't remember this one, but I think I know. Whatever. A lot of new stuff in March, so we're excited.
Hell yeah. Any final thoughts on Life is Strange Reunion?
I'm ready to see how it ends. Will we have another choice at the end? Ooh. Will we have to make one last big decision, or are they just going to let us like enjoy the ending? I don't know.
That is very interesting. Coal Mine says, as I mentioned in the Discord, I will choose Calderon over Chloe again, which reminds me, thank you so much for saying that, Coal Mines. I almost forgot to bring in the Discord submissions. So I'm going to burn through that real fast and just see what the folks are saying. If you don't know, Drop In Drop Out Pod, since Spotlight Games is a Drop In Drop Out podcast, if you don't know that, Drop In Drop Out Pod will take you to our website where you can see all the different things we're doing. JK Games, Cognitive Clips, Jake Twitch, and all the things. But most specifically, you can join the Discord, and we like to have discussion questions for all of our podcasts that we then bring into the conversation. So, oh boy, this conversation is long. Here, I'll pick and choose a couple things. Coal Mine says, glad they gave an option for sacrificing Chloe to be kind to Canon. I wonder how they'll explain how she's alive despite her dying in the past. Reality shenanigans, probably. Certainly going to be some reality shenanigans. And Kayla saying, having concerns with it being in the same setting and how they can evolve, but I definitely think there are things they haven't shown us yet, and they are holding close to their chest. Either way, I am super hype. That's a fair concern of like, we spent so much time walking around that campus and like going into the weird library and getting lost in those halls because it wasn't a very well designed campus. That is like going back. I hope that we get a lot of stuff outside the campus.
That creepy basement seemed like something I wanted to get lost in. Ooh. I love a good culty basement. Let's go.
True. That's true. Yeah. Kayla says, chat, if we don't say anything, maybe he will stop. Wait, what am I missing?
What?
Kayla, what happened? Is something wrong? Did something go wrong with the stream? Or are you just addressing that High School Weekly is broken and can say nothing but who up blanking they blank right now? Which maybe that's what you're doing, and I hope that's what you're doing. And then to bring High School Weekly into the conversation, he wrote a big long thing, but essentially he says, I'm going to eat it up though, which is very good. Nice. Okay. He says, who up confusing the entire podcast right now? What does that mean? Why are you doing this to me? I hate you guys. I'm so pissed. I'm not going to the in-person stream. Okay, let's jump into the news spotlight for today, which is where we just get all the other news stories that we're going to talk about this week. And chiefly among them, Jerica, Marathon got a date. I am now pulling from VGC again. The reason I always pull from VGC, for anybody that has noticed that that's like kind of like the only outlet I pull from, is because I gave them $5 a month to have an ad-free experience on their website. So I'm like, if I can go get all the video game news from a place that isn't going to try to sell me fucking purple mattresses or whatever the fuck, then I'm just going to get all my news from there. But this is, again, Chris Scullion at VGC. The final release date for Bungie's extraction shooter Marathon may have appeared on the Xbox Store before its official announcement, and then they have now officially announced that the game is coming March 5th and pre-orders are open now. Jerica, you are my Bungie bozo. What do you think
I like
about
that.
It's not bad.
It's really true. If you are in it, you are a bozo.
I love that.
Truly.
What do you think about Marathon?
I played a couple of rounds of it. And honestly, I'm not a big extraction person. So like I'm the worst person to have like an opinion on this, but I've played a lot of Destiny. And I will say that the shooting's good. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in this game. And the art design's cool, but I don't know what any of this stuff means. Looks like it's in another language. It's so cool, but also so empty. And I'm just wondering what they are fine tuning. And I really haven't followed the development too closely. I not surprised that it's coming out in March. I'm like, this game has to come out soon. Like it needs to come out before anything else comes out that might distract from it. I don't know if that could be another Arc Raider situation, another, I don't know, GTA when it comes out. Like you just want this game out as soon as possible.
Sure.
And it will continue to cook and they'll get feedback on it. I'm not like hot on it. I'll probably play with my friends if they're on, but if no one in my group's playing, and it's also like you have to have 3 people in Extraction. So that sort of messes up some of the team dynamics. You gotta have 3 people. It just depends like what people are saying about it. I know after what I've played, I haven't really thought about it again, honestly. I was like, this is not my type of game. Yeah. Like extraction shooters are just not my thing.
I'm definitely not an extraction shooter girly for sure. And I'm torn because I've liked Bungie in the past. I never got the Destiny bug, mostly because just the way that I play a game. I don't love when a game expects you to just keep coming back to it with like new content and new content and new content and having to grind to get like the good shit. Part of it is
you
the
can
podcast.
only have one of those
right
in your life.
And
like,
for
seriously.
me, I kind of can't have one even.
It makes sense.
For me, it's like the ones that I go back to are shorter experiences that I just want to experience again. Like the obvious example being like The Last of Us. And like sometimes I'll get sucked back into certain like, I don't know, like deck builders or things like that, or like an Animal Crossing, but I just don't have the bandwidth or to be honest, the interest in a game like that when so many games come out every single week. And I want to be talking about all the new games on a show like this and on Drop in Drop Out. But that being said, even though I liked the Halo era of Bungie a lot, and the little bit that I played of Destiny, I did enjoy. It just didn't get its teeth in me. But I like the aesthetic of Marathon a lot.
I mean, it's really cool.
It's really cool. It's really slick. It. Yeah. And I was worried, like there's a part of that trailer where it's kind of toward the middle and you can see there's like a gray and red gun and there's like a broken window and these like turns. I'm like, does that look bad? But then I look at it more. It's like, no, it's just like hyper designed. It's like very much, they have a very specific art style that's like almost like flat and like matte almost. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But I really like it aesthetically. And so now I'm like, I don't know, maybe I do jump in to Marathon when it drops, especially, I don't think they will, but especially if there's like a first weekend is free on PlayStation Plus or something. I think
that's gotta happen. I think they gotta do that, but I don't think I say it's gotta happen. They got a collector's edition up now for like, I think $150 and who's buying that? Yeah. Who's buying that? I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know.
No, I agree. It's like,
I mean, it aligns with PlayStation's marketing of
sure.
Let's have a collector's edition, pre-orders up now, get all this and that when you get it. But I'm like, have y'all made us care about Marathon?
That is crazy.
Made us care about a lot of other live service games like recently either. So like, I don't know. I just hope this one also doesn't bite the dust. I want it to succeed because I love Bungie as a studio. I think they do a lot of they were bought by PlayStation, bought Bungie for reasons, like for billions of dollars and obvious reasons. They know how to make a game fun and at least create a consistent player base. I don't know though. With this, is so strange. If it had like a single player campaign, I think, or some kind of story, like Heroic Headgear brought it up in the chat, like just something to sort of get me familiar with the world and make me care about doing these extractions. And maybe it does. Maybe it does have a little bit of that. I think that is something I'm missing personally.
Same.
But narrative has never been Bungie's strong suit, so I don't think it's going to be there.
No, I mean, you make a good point, and obviously they're not going the Concord route of like, here's a 15-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute cinematic every few weeks. But it's honestly, I kind of yearn for that. It's like, I don't, because I prefer narrative in games, but you're right. Like Bungie has never really been, because like even the Bungie Halo games, some people will try to argue that the stories are great, but they're so basic. Like there really isn't a ton there. But I'm wondering from the chat, I'm seeing some interest and some not interest. Like Samson, welcome in, says Marathon looks super cool, but really need to see some more gameplay. And then the Friendship, welcome in. I'm excited to find my next multiplayer game this year. Nothing so far has sold me, but I'm ready. Right, like that's part of it too. I think
Let's team up. Let's try it. All of us have like I've played Bungie game, I've played Destiny, but I'm not an extraction person. So like I don't know. Like let's hop in and try it. I'm down to clown.
Yeah, that's why I really hope that they do some sort of, even if it's not opening weekend, they probably wouldn't do it opening weekend, but maybe a month in. If they're like,
cool.
Here's 72
if
hours.
I buy a copy and I can invite my friends to play or like play for the weekend, like that would be smart. Like get someone bought in literally and let me be able to invite two of my friends to try it with me.
Or maybe they do that because Concord being $40, they killed it in like 72 hours basically. So maybe they do try something different and launch it with either on PlayStation Plus or with like a free weekend or like what you just said. Because yeah, I don't know. It's really tough for me to justify, like Samson says, $40 for an IP I don't care about or know, for a genre I don't have any like real experience in. But it looks cool. So it's like, I don't know.
Cool.
I'm so
they
torn.
got that going for it. Yeah. But like, I mean, you've already, Arc Raiders was $40 too, right? Like all of those, like that's all my Destiny friends have been playing. They've been playing that for months, not Destiny. We hopped on Destiny to do the Star Wars stuff, but that was it. And like none of them are interested in Marathon.
Interesting.
Because they're like, they are all into Arc Raiders. I think it's just gonna be pushed off to the side because like Arc Raiders has their attention. So like,
that's not good. That's not good.
It's not.
Friendship says, I'm right there with you, Patrick. The hope is alive, but the realist in me is like, is this going to be a waste of money? Needs some type of free trial for sure. And like, I don't know. I think in this current gaming landscape that we're all experiencing, like everyone in the chat, Blaster Goblin joining in, here to get absolutely spotlighted. Oh, we're going to spotlight you, brother. We all play so many games, and it's like, so many games are free now with a subscription or are free just by design that it's like, do I want to spend $40 when hopefully I'm spending $70 in April on Fable? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like, that's where I struggle with this. And I didn't ever try Arc Raiders. I'm not really interested in Arc Raiders. But it's like, if that's the game that has the legs and I eventually want to try an extraction shooter, I guess Arc Raiders will probably won't be free with how successful it is. But maybe I just try Arc Raiders. And it's like, I don't know. I'm very, very torn on this.
As of right now, like if I wanted that type of experience, that makes sense because that has the fan base. That is what all of my friends have been talking about. That's where my friends are at right now. And they could teach me how to play. Like, that's just where my head's at. Like, I don't want to learn another kit for this character, like whatever. Like there's a lot going. Like when I did hop into the demo or whatever I was playing, there are a lot of technical things with the class that you pick, and I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this. Good God.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Which that's not a very, like, you want, especially if a new experience like that, you want it to be as seamless and smooth as possible. So,
which I think like people that play extraction shooters probably understood some things, but I just was like, I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just used to shooting the balls in Destiny, you know?
Sure.
They love their balls at Bungie.
I love that.
Love ball enemies.
Heroic Headgear says, also, why do these extraction games only ever do one mode? Extraction plus a simple multiplayer and a short co-op thing that all use the same map would make for such a better package. That's a great point too. And it's like, that's part of, even though I really did enjoy Concord and it was the first like multiplayer game that grabbed me in a long time, the biggest criticism for that game, for people that actually weren't just bigots, was there's not enough modes. And so for this game to launch with one mode is like, wait, really? That
Do
feels
it again.
crazy.
It's even worse.
So I guess they must be really confident that the people are going to like it.
I don't think they are.
But then it's like, right, are they even? Are they?
I think it has to come out. I think that is just the thing. Like, it's got to come out.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly Sony's fiscal schedule is, but it being in March, like if their fiscal quarter is the same as the calendar year and their fiscal quarter is the end of March, suddenly beginning of March makes a lot of sense as to why this game is coming out so soon.
I
when
think
last we heard of it is like, when is this game even coming?
The only thing I can figure, like, I think we get Wolverine like before GTA. Like, I think Wolverine has to have. I think it happens this year because, like,
it has to be before October.
Marathon. Yeah. And I know like PlayStation has some kind of deal with GTA 6, so I don't know what the deal is, but it's just something that they are focusing on promoting that game on their platform. So like that is going to be the thing that sells consoles and brings people to the ecosystem for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why Marathon is falling right here.
Maybe.
I think Wolverine's the next thing.
The chat, I tell you what, you chatters today, you're saying a lot of good fun shit that we can talk about. Fringe Dip says the pipeline of games I'm certain to love is too deep this year. A $40 risk is pretty huge. That's true. Like there's a lot that we know, or at least expect to be coming this year, that spending that much money on something that you're not certain about totally makes sense. And then Blaster Goblin said, wanted to be an Arc Raiders guy so bad, but I'm an old dad that games late at night when nobody else is. So I got killed by drones solo and gave up. Which sounds like Marathon probably ain't going to be your thing either then, if that's the case.
No.
And then Friendship brings in another game, High Guard. High Guard is free, right? Next week.
What was that game?
It's the High Guard, that's the one that was the the Game Awards, like Apex-like. And that's supposedly next week. And so if that is a hit, which I don't know that it will be, but it might be, there's another multiplayer game now to be vying for Marathon to be out in less than 2 months.
I mean, has anyone even talked about Helldivers in a while? Are people still playing that? Remember how great that was?
The like Helldivers sickos are still playing it, but that's about it.
Okay. I mean, I
now,
don't know. It's so fascinating.
I don't know how many sickos there are. Maybe there's a lot of sickos. Heroic Headgear says I do grind the dive still. Headgear, are there a lot of Helldivers players still? I haven't really heard about the divers lately.
I'll do a little Googling here.
Oh, that's right. Heroic Headgear says the High Guard is the ex Titanfall developers, which is the sole reason he has faith. That's fair. I do think it's weird though.
Why aren't they talking about it? That is so strange to me.
That it's in a week.
There has been no kind of event. Like people haven't got their hands on it. Like, what's the deal? It's weird. Yeah. It's very weird.
You might as well just. Well, no, I mean, I guess it'd be stupid to just shadow drop it without the Game Awards because now we don't know. Like, we wouldn't have known about it at all. But so we'll see. I don't know. Any other Marathon thoughts, Jerica?
Let's see what happens, but I'm not going to pick it on my fantasy critic list this year. Nope.
Which fantasy critic will return sooner than you think, but I am also definitely avoiding Marathon. Maybe someone will get lucky and score 10 points out of it or something, but I don't expect there to be, much more than that. Jerica, you've not been on this show since everything has been about AI in this world.
Cool.
So this is the first time that you and I have really gotten to talk about AI with this next story. Razer CEO, I don't know if you saw this today, but the CEO of Razer, the creators of gaming laptops and other gaming gear.
Yeah. Not the phone from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, what a great
Thanks
phone.
for clarifying. Cool phone.
Razer, their CEO was in an interview with The Verge. I don't know if you've heard of the little the little outlet called The Verge. Min Young Tan is his name, was asked about the company's announcement that it will invest $600 million into AI over the next few years, and reports that it plans to hire 150 AI engineers. Again, also this is from VGC. The interviewer put it to Tan that players are, quote, in open revolt against AI coming into their games, end quote, and suggested that Razor's claims that, quote, AI is the future of gaming may be disconnected from what the gaming public is actually saying. Stopping there for a second, there is more context to this, but did you hear about this at all yet, Jerica?
No.
Okay. I had to approve the friendship's comment that get absolutely fucked AI cucks, which I agree with. The article goes on to say that Tanner replied that there's a difference between AI generated content and AI powered tools. I don't think so. And claimed that while players are against the former, they are overwhelmingly in favor of the latter. He says, quote, I would say that the question is, what are we unhappy with? When I say we, I mean us as gamers. I think we're unhappy with generative AI slop, right? Just to put it out there, and that's something that I'm unhappy with. We're aligned. He goes on to say, like any gamer, when I play a game, I want to be engaged, I want to be immersed, I want to be able to be competitive. I don't want to be served character models with extra fingers and stuff like that, or shoddily written storylines, so on and so forth. I think for us, we're all aligned against Gen AI slop that is just churned out from a couple of prompts and stuff like that. Again, we are aligned. However, he then goes on to say, what we aren't against, at least from my perspective, which again, sidebar, he is speaking for all gamers, apparently. He goes on to say, what we aren't against, at least from my perspective, are tools that help augment or support and help game developers make great games. And I think that's fundamentally what we are talking about at Razer. So if we've got AI tools that can help game developers QA their games faster, better, and weed out the bugs, I think along the way we're all aligned, and we would love that. If we could get game developers to have the opportunity to create better, to check through typos and things like that, to create better games, I think we all want that. So I think that's the way we see it. Now, that's the end of what I pulled from the article. To which, at a glance, I say, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe that this guy, all they're going to do is use it to check typos. You're going to invest $600 million, hire over 150 people to be AI devs, and you're not going to be using generative AI. I call bullshit. What do you think about what his remarks about AI, though, Jerica?
This is what I think about it. Anything that shows up on my computer that uses AI, I just turn it off because I'm like, I got too much shit on my computer trying to control my situation. I don't even know what it's doing. How does it know what to do on my system? So like, I'm all for tools that can help. I'm sure you've had this conversation. The tool, it's a tool, it's not a replacement. And where I get scared is when it becomes a replacement for a lot of things. Like, but here's the deal. I think it's, for me personally, I hope that it continues being a great tool, and I'm like an optimist. I hope we continue to use it as a tool that helps us get our work done faster. But I don't want to replace us. That's like the overall thing, right?
For sure.
I love that it can help me figure out better workflows. I like that I can use a scheduler and it tells me where I can fit things in on my schedule. It helps me out a lot. I just don't want it to replace the human aspect of creating.
Yeah.
And I just think a lot of rich people are betting on this is just the hot thing that we all need to invest in because everyone else is investing in it. Here's the deal. You know, there's a new feature on your phone, iPhone, Android, whatever, you name it. Cool. Like, do you use it? Like, if this new feature came out, or do you still go? I'm like one of these people. I just go to Google and I search for everything. You know, some people might still go to the address bar and look for stuff. I'm getting into a really broad conversation, but like, I don't need another way to do my shit. You know, I already have a quick way of doing my shit. So like, if you're going to throw a tip at me or some new way of doing it, I'm probably not going to do it at this stage in my life.
For sure.
I'm going to do it the same way I've been doing it. And I can barely talk to Siri. I finally just started talking to Siri. So, and then I think a lot of people my age and even, God, old person. But I even think some people 10 years younger than me feel the same fucking way because we're not lazy, but we're lazy. But we're lazy enough to like we're stuck in our ways of
We're burnt out.
We're
I
burnt
don't think
out
we're
on it.
lazy. I think we're burnt out.
Burnout might be a better way of saying it, but like I don't know. Like I just
Yeah.
word vomited out there. I just think this is just because everyone else is doing it.
No, I agree. I think the nut of what you're saying, that I'm hearing at least, is it's too slippery of a slope for him to say, "Oh, well, we're just going to use it to like make QA lives easier and catching things like typos for our writers, things like this." So when it's like, okay, but then at what point do you then say, "Look at all these supposed efficiency upgrades that we've seen because we're cutting down the time for QA by 4%, which saves us whatever," that you just start saying, okay, well, we can serve to lose a few people. We'll just use AI instead. So at what point do you then just say, okay, well, now our whole QA department is AI, which like you remember a few years ago, or actually maybe just 2 years ago, or it might have been even last year, the whole voice acting and actors strike
Oh yeah,
about AI.
That's yeah.
Where it's
Ugh.
like the issue at that point, before we even take any of the ecological issues into play, with like what Cam was saying, the UN literally just saying like we're in a water crisis globally because of AI. Taking that out of the case, it's like you're getting rid of entry level jobs. That it's like we're not going to have the Troy Bakers and the Laura Baileys in 15 years if you're getting rid of the jobs that get those people their first job, to meet people, to network, to make a good impression with Insomniac or whatever, to be like, oh, you know what, this person that just grunted for 3 days, they had a nice attitude, they're a really good culture fit, maybe they would fit this like side character in our next game. And then they do that and they do really well, and then they're the protagonists in 5 years. Like that pipeline goes away. And I think that pipeline now also will be going away with QA. That if, which I don't believe that it would actually
It won't work.
solve
It won't
things.
work.
It won't work.
I asked my girlfriend. My girlfriend's a developer, and I'm like, obviously she uses like Copilot and tools. She's like, I'm like, can that literally just like fix all your shit all the time? She's like, it helps, but no, it can't.
Yeah.
Like you cannot rely on that to code or anything like that. Not yet, anyways.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
I'm sure
sure.
it's
It's
coming.
It can't do like, and there's been so many studies and reports that have come out that I don't have at my fingertips. I can't directly cite them, but about how AI isn't helping with corporate efficiency at the end of the day. It's causing more problems for people to fix.
People are having to learn how to use it. They barely
That
want to learn how to
too.
use
It's like,
the email.
And
I could
just
barely
today,
use email. I could barely use Discord.
Right? That is true. You can barely use Discord. But Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, just said today, it wasn't in the stories that I pulled in, but he basically was like, if other industries than tech don't adopt AI, the AI bubble will burst. So it's like, okay, good. Fucking don't then. Because it needs to fucking burst because it's causing too many problems. And like, I don't know if you also saw Sam Altman, the creator of OpenAI, there's an interview with him going around where he's like, yeah, I mean, I think that AI will like basically end the world, but it'll be really nice for the time being, and it'll make people's lives a lot easier.
Like, what
it's
the
like,
fuck?
are you fucking kidding me? And so that's my issue, is that I just don't believe that these efficiencies that they quote unquote think we're going to get, the juice will not be worth the squeeze. And to say that most gamers agree with him, I find
Incorrect.
fucking horseshit. Like, I know our Discord is small but mighty, but I don't think there's a single person in there, and if there is, they've just not spoken for themselves, that thinks that AI is good. So I don't know.
Here's where it starts getting tough though, because like we sort of talked about a little bit of this, me and Josh, recently, because like at what point do you regulate the usage of it? Like, is that even a topic? And I'm sure it's not, but it needs to be. Like, how do I even know what's being generated in this game, or like what level of AI tools is this developer using? And like, I mean, it would suck, but like most developers are using it to some extent.
Sure.
But I'm like, how do you? Here's the deal: if like I'm wanting to support, and not put more money into the money bags that wants to buy and replace jobs with AI. Like, how do I know this game doesn't do those things? And I think it's really difficult now. It's going to be even harder to like know, like, how do I know? Like, how do I
Sure.
know? How could I help? So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
As Uncle Phil once said, I want to
mm,
know, can you show me? I want to
yeah.
know about them strangers like me. And of course, Phil Collins was referring to I believe, when he said that.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the deal, as Jerica would say. Samson in the chat saying, keep fighting the good fight and educate why AI is not great. It's working. He says he did a quick stint in startups in 2022 and 2023. Everyone was just making a chat GPT wrapper, and that's already over. And then Fringe Tip also saying a little bit
Nice.
earlier, and I forgot about this, Salesforce, who is one of the biggest AI believers, front facing, getting Matthew McConaughey to be the voice of their AI chatbot. I forget what it's called. It's like AI agent or something. They're like really reversing course on their AI chatbot because of the amount of issues and money that it has cost them. So I really hope that it does burst sooner rather than later, because also I'm just like tired of talking about it, and I'm
Yeah, I
tired
am
of
too.
like, and I don't ever talk really about this here because it's my job, but I work in tech and AI is a big part, and it's like I'm in the trenches there being like, guys, we gotta stop. Like,
Because
this
it's
is
so it's such
bad.
a expensive. It's a very expensive tool that you have to have knowledge about how to implement it right. I just don't think people are. We're just buying these fancy uplift desks and we don't know how to change a motor. Like that's what's
Yeah,
happening. And then my desk is breaking. That's just a really bad analogy. But like, how is it getting implemented to like, I don't know. I just don't think humanity's ready to implement it correctly. And it's just like we're a bunch of fucking toddlers getting
correct.
tossed a rocket ship, and that's really all it is.
For sure.
So I
No, you're
agree.
right.
I don't. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
No one's great with technology, including me, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent. And I still
Yeah.
say I struggle.
Well,
So I assume the rest of the world's gonna also really struggle, and it
I
just
hope so.
backfires.
And I hope the CEO of Razer listens to this podcast. I know he doesn't. When he hears me say, we don't fucking agree, get fucked. Couple more stories in the news spotlight before we go our merry way. Did you see, Jerica, that the next Resident Evil remake reveal is rumored to be coming this year, and it's rumored to be Code Veronica, and the rumors are pretty strong at this point. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. That's what I also have never played this one, and
Me
I've
too.
heard interesting things, so I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's one of the few Resident Evil games that I have not played, and I am so excited. I've been hoping for a while that it was going to be Code Veronica, because there have been like
Oh yeah,
jockeying
they're working on
rumors.
five, like five.
There was rumors about 5, and the I forget. I didn't actually know it here. Let me pull up, because I have the VGC article linked in my little doc here. Again, VGC, subscribe, they're great. Dusk Golem is this leaker that
Yeah,
has gotten a lot of shit right in the past about Resident Evil
I
specifically. They
support Mr.
must.
Gollum.
Me
They
too.
got some good scoops.
They must be connected to Capcom in some capacity.
Yeah.
And they've confirmed there's not a Resident Evil 5 remake that's going to be announced this year. Instead, later this year is a remake that starts with a C and ends with Ode Veronica to be announced. I promise you. Her
I
thing
love
is
that.
something else, not a remake of RE5. So I don't, unclear if a Resident Evil 5 remake is in the works. I wouldn't be mad at a Resident Evil 5 remake, but that game needs a lot of remaking in its
Yeah.
current form. Because I played a lot of it in the last like year and a half, and a lot of that game doesn't feel good to play.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But I'm very excited for a Code Veronica remake. Especially, I mean, the remakes, we were talking about it earlier on the show. The remakes are so good that Capcom does that Code Veronica is so stuck in like 2004 or whatever. So I hope that we get the announcement this year. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that the cadence from the past with remakes is they announce it this year for like an early next year release date. So hopefully we get in the like Resident Evil 9 slot for next year, we get Code Veronica.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Haruk Headgear says, you cannot change the pivotal moment of Chris punching a boulder in Resident Evil 5. You simply must not change that. And Friendship says, I need all PS3 games to be playable in some way, shape, or form. It feels like the lost generation. It really does. And, the reason behind that, to my knowledge, is the cell processor of the PlayStation 3. It's very,
Yeah,
very
really
hard to
fucked up.
emulate,
Fucked up
which they
everybody.
fucked up. But,
Or,
like, it's been so many years. They got to figure it out at this point.
man,
Like,
my computer can probably emulate that.
yeah.
I'm just like, that's not. It's of course if you own it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm
But
downloading games legally.
ooh.
Just
Sierra's saying
saying.
that there's been progress with a PS3 emulator. Apparently, they're
Nice.
like 60 to 70% of games are now playable on this emulator. So that's, if Sony's not going to give us a way to do it, we go to our friends on the internet. Only a couple more. Did you see the first look at Sophie Turner as Lara Croft?
I did.
What do you think?
At first, thought it was a really good cosplayer. Not saying that was bad. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh
sure,
shit,
sure.
that's a good cosplay. I didn't know that was her. And then I zoomed in, like, oh, because like I just saw it at a glance. I didn't read the caption or anything. I was like,
Yeah.
well, damn, this is awesome. I'm
Yeah,
down.
I'm excited. I like Sophie Turner. I wasn't the biggest fan of her character in Game of Thrones, but it's like that's the character, not her. Exactly. So I'm excited for this, and I know that the show was in like development hell for a long time, but now that we're seeing it, it's real, and I'm excited.
It's Amazon too, as well, right?
It is, yeah.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be great. Like Fallout,
yeah.
the way they're handling, way Fallout's coming through the pipeline. I'm like give all the video game shows to Amazon.
Yeah,
it seems like they got somebody eager to tell a good story.
Oh, for sure. And they also announced the actor that's going to be playing God of War, Ryan Hurst, who he was from Sons of Anarchy, but also was Thor in God of War Ragnarok. So they definitely, whoever is running the games division over at Amazon,
they got Mass Effect coming after that.
That's right.
It's cool. Yeah,
that's right.
It's exciting. Makes me feel a little bit better.
It's the only thing about Amazon that I am actually okay with these days. Yeah, and I'm sure their movie division is like fucking evil as shit too. But they're making good TV at least.
I love buying and returning things to them. I'll say it. I'm not afraid. Come get me.
You shouldn't be.
Do it all
I
the
was
time.
gonna return little Coglina down there, but she was too
hard to do
much
now.
of a hit. I can't return her. No, she's here forever.
She what they say imprinted on you.
Oh yeah.
Or is that's a Twilight thing?
That is Twilight, yeah. But
Baby's Twilight. Oh no, that was the wolf guy that imprinted on the baby, which is really weird.
Yeah, spoilers for Total Eclipse of the Heart or whatever that last book is called. Breaking Dawn. But yes, I think of my relationship with Coglina like Jacob and Renesmee. Last thing, apparently Forza is coming on May 19th. A little date leaked that we're getting a developer direct this Thursday. But it seems pretty clear that we're getting Forza May 19th. Are you a Forza girly?
I played a little bit out of all the, I guess, semi-realistic racing games. It's one of my favorites. It's fun. I usually, now that, I can just play it on Game Pass, I'll download it and play. I play a lot more than I anticipate. And then I just boop off. I do like racing games. I love any kind of racing game I'll play. I'm not like as dedicated as I used to be in my younger years, but
yeah,
I love a good racing game, and they do design a great little racing sim.
I will probably play a solid 30 minutes via Xbox Game Pass. This is not my style.
I might be an hour to 2 hours, so
yeah,
there you have it.
They're in Tokyo or Japan in general. I don't know if it's exactly Tokyo, but that's fun.
Cool.
That'll be a fun setting to be in.
Yeah.
But do you have any last minute?
Oh yeah, the Hot Wheels expansion that got me back to that. Sorry, I saw Sarah Shard. That was really fun as fuck.
I never played the Hot Wheels expansion, but I heard it was very, very good.
Yeah, it was good.
Maybe I'll go back for that.
Yeah.
Also, actually, before this last question, Noah said, Patrick shipping a baby in a box to Jeff Bezos. Who are you, Epstein? Which is crazy. I probably shouldn't have read it, but I had to. Any last minute predictions for Thursday's Developer Direct event? We are going to be talking about that on Dido. You, me, and Jake. I think it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that in Fable on Thursday night. But anything you're hoping or think that you're going to see on Thursday?
Fable release date. It's gonna be there. That's my only prediction.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
If we don't get a Fable release date, I have grave concerns.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
I think so too. Have you heard the rumors that have basically been confirmed at this point that there's a secret game coming? Because typically there's like a game they don't tell us that's there.
Yeah, I've seen rumblings. I have no clue what it could be. Do you have any guesses? I have no idea.
I don't think this is
it's
realistic.
Like a smaller...
I hope it's Blade, but I don't think that's realistic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah,
because we haven't heard about it since it was.
It's like the only
revealed.
studio that's like still around is working on that one. I forget the studio, but I know it's like the last of its.
Yeah, Friendship says
kind.
Alana Pierce was hinting at something on Blue Sky. I think. Do you know what she was hinting at? Because I didn't see that. Beyond Good and Evil would be fucking crazy.
I feel like that's such a big, like a Game Awards announcement. Unless they're just ready and no one gives a fuck where they drop stuff now, you know? Seems like...
Well, it also wouldn't make sense because that's a Ubisoft title. Unless Xbox has bought Beyond Good and Evil from Ubisoft.
I was like, wait, yeah, you're right. I don't know.
You never know.
Who knows what they're doing?
Yeah, there's been some other rumblings that I've heard, but I don't remember what they are, but I'm hoping for Blade.
Secret game.
Game.
Developer Direct.
Yeah.
I want to see what the internet's saying.
Some people are saying there might be another Obsidian game, like a Pentiment 2 type. And I was like, they just released 2 games last year, and they're working on Avowed and PS5. How could they do
right
anything
now?
again?
That's not a hype moment. It might be.
There's also
go ahead.
There's rumors about another game from fucking Double Fine. Because it was like a different team that did Keeper last year. So the Tim Schafer directed next title, whether it's Psychonauts 3 or something else. There have been rumors about that. And then, I forgot. Yes, Heroic Headgear says Fallout Remaster, ? There have been rumors about a Fallout 3 remaster. That would make sense.
Yeah. I think that will be the thing. Yeah, I forgot.
Especially on Thursday, we're at episode 6 or 7 of Fallout Season 2. I think 6. And their marketing has been so scientific and like precise. I wouldn't be shocked if... All right, I'm taking a swing. Thursday's episode of Fallout is going to mention the Capital Wasteland. And at the Developer Direct, we also get a Fallout 3 remaster to build hype for Fallout.
That's smart.
That would make sense to me.
That's a good bet. It's either going to be that, what you just said, all of it, or it's just a smaller like indie game, like you were saying, the Double Fine. Right. It's either that or that. Yeah. Elder Scrolls won't be there. No.
Sierra says, what about the Kojima and Xbox thing?
It's not ready.
It's probably not ready, but that's interesting.
I don't know. The mood just doesn't match a Developer Direct, in my opinion. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't think they want to take away too much from Fable. Like, I think Fallout makes the most sense here because, like, Fable is going to be the centerpiece for Xbox this year. I wouldn't want to take away from that. So I think they're holding on to that a little bit longer.
Swanky in the chat says, my prediction for the next episode is Goggins goes full frontal. It wouldn't be the first time that we've seen Walton Goggins' cock on screen. I mean, granted, it was a prosthetic, but...
I know, that was... I looked up that scene. I wanted to see it, even if it was a prosthetic. That was funny.
Those droopy balls.
Wee!
Uncle Baby Billy. All right. Jerica, that's our show.
Excellent.
It was a journey to get here.
Yeah, I was on my back.
It was a beautiful journey.
Desk like it was a car.
Correct.
Earlier.
Mechanic Jerkachu.
Yeah, I felt like a mechanic.
Someone earlier, I think it was in the chat, said, what did they say? Well, it wasn't Perkachu, but they combined our names in some capacity. Maybe it was Perkachu.
Like
whoever, if you're still in the chat, what was it? Because it was good. I liked it, but I can't remember it now.
I like Perkachu. That's fun.
Perkachu's not bad.
Perkachu.
Patrick Chew. That's too much of my name. We need more of a. It might have just been Perkachu.
Pikachu's cool.
Pikachu's not bad.
Yeah.
Jerica, thanks for dropping in here on Spotlight Games podcast this week. The folks here should know where to find you, but in case someone just stumbled onto youtube.com/spotlightgamespod, where, and they like, you know what? I tell you what, here's the deal. This is Jerica. She's got something. Where can they find you?
Oh, I got something for you right here. You just have to come to my channel to find out. You can Google I know you know how to Google. You can Google JK Games Podcast and you will see that we're everywhere. Or you can just search in your podcast app. There you'll find us, where me, Josh, and Kayla talk about video games. And we have a video game book club. And we are about to kick off our next video game book club game is The Wolf Among Us. So if you want to play with us for the first time or revisit and play and talk about it each and every week, you should find us. Google us. Give us a click. Smash that bell. People
smash that bell, baby.
I don't know.
Google JK Games Podcast minus AI or whatever. I forget what the prompt is to not have the AI overview. But I
need to see what it says about me.
I was about to say, I'm actually kind of interested to hear what AI says about Jerica, even though I'm very anti-AI.
Let's see.
I think if it's going to say anything about you, it's probably going to mention your alter ego, is my guess.
I don't want anybody to know that. There's a lot of lip-synced rap videos out there. You just got to look hard enough and you'll find them.
At some point, I'm going to take some Adderall and find Jerica rapping on the internet.
It's hard to find because I was trying to search and see how difficult it was, and it took me a minute.
Yeah. All
right. Here's what AI says in Google. Jerica. Full name Jerica Hanna is a prominent co-host and creator of the popular thank you, I like AI now, the popular gaming podcast JK Games, known for her in-depth game discussions, reviews like Horizon Forbidden West, that's so random, and engaging content as she transitioned. Fucking knows about my job transition.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Part-time to full-time content creation around late 2024. She's active on social media. Incorrect. I'm not. Far from it, bitch. I can barely keep up with a photo on my Instagram. That's incorrect. I also share my gaming journey and life as a queer woman in the gaming space. So I talked about being gay enough.
Yeah.
That the AI now knows I'm gay, which means it will probably kill me in the future.
It'll definitely kill you.
The AI is definitely homophobic.
Yeah. Absolutely, AI is incredibly homophobic. But WAI for including your queerness at the very least.
I did. It got some brownie points from me.
Yeah. Okay, well, folks, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's see if anybody fun is online here that we can go. I don't have the heart to stream Resident Evil right now, but I will be back tomorrow night. That's a promise, unless I die. Which, hey, you never know. Jake Twitchin is online right now playing some Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remakes.
Really?
Let's go give Jake some sweet, sweet kisses. Until tomorrow night when I'm streaming Resident Evil 2, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will see you on that flip, that flop. Thanks, Jerica. Bye-bye.